nails. Lenny Dykstra joins the show.
Lenny.
Hey, man. I'm up here early for you guys, man. It's 6:50 here in Southern Cal. We're, the land of the great pretenders out here,
So you're missing the East Coast.
Oh, yeah, I miss the people, man. The guys all got shoe polish in their hair. The weather's too good,
I hear you, brother. I hear you. Now, listen, I read so much about you. I've read so many things. I don't even know where to start because I got to believe that some of the things that are written about you are just simply not true.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, like, the bottom line is what I realize is, I thought God put me on the earth to entertain people on the baseball field because I was pretty good at that. But He actually had a different calling for me, and that's to help women. So what I do now is I'm a nice guy, and I give back, see?
Okay. How do you do that?
By helping these women feel better,
How do you make them feel better?
Just, companionship. Sometimes I do some artwork because I have no teeth, so they think it's very gentle,
Now, I heard something about this. Are you telling me you're a gigolo?
I mean, sometimes I'll take a donation here and there, but, Beverly Hills, I'm in the high rent district, so a lot of widows,
I hear you completely.
I got you there.
Now, can you update us? I know you had lost your teeth in jail. Or did you get reconstructive surgery?
Yeah, big lawsuit, man. My trial's in November. It's been 4 years, and, they put 30 of those guys away. They arrested them, and the sheriff pleaded guilty. But, I got some new teeth, but it affects my performance. So I just leave them out.
I understand what you're saying. Your oral performance.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm an oral surgeon. I'm like Picasso. Precision and accuracy,
Lenny Dykstra joining the show right now.
Sounds like you, Lou.
It sounds like me.
Yeah.
I read recently something about you, Lenny, and I wanted to see if this was true. Did you say that seeing Darryl Strawberry's junk in the locker room was traumatic to you, and that it was...
No. The guy, listen to me, man. The guy was hung like a swamp mule, okay? I mean, he was the only guy that had to tape it to his leg. And,
Is that really true? Really had to tape it to his leg?
Oh, come on, dude. I mean, I couldn't even crop it out of my book. I mean, look at my book. I couldn't even crop a picture. I mean, just a complete hammer. I mean, that's why when I heard about the 30-30 thing about him plowing away in the clubhouse, God, the poor soul that was on the other end of that took a beating, man.
Do you ask... Do young ball players ask you advice about steroids? Because you've been very vocal about your steroid use, and I feel like a lot of these guys trip themselves up by trying to lie about it now.
Well, the bottom line is it's out, though. The steroids, drugs, they're out of baseball, and that's why the game's so boring now, and milk and cookies seem to be the sponsor, but they should be out because it's not good for the kids, but baseball needs to brand itself and market their players better. The game seems, again, I mean, I'm not the only one saying this. I mean, I don't really even know any of the players. I don't really watch the games because they're not exciting to me. I don't see guys high-fiving like we did with the Mets and curtain calls and getting excited. And, it seems like they're all taking each other out to a Sunday brunch, and all friends with each other. I don't like that. When I played, we went one way, and that was we're going to go to their house, we're going to take their money, and we're going to do their win.
So you guys were boys. You hung together as a crew. You hung out with the New York Giants.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, a lot of laughing. I don't like the laughing I see. It's serious business when I played, man. You know what I mean? Big business.
But when you guys were off the field, like you went out together, all as a group, you went out and hung out with the New York Giants in town.
Yeah. But I usually, you get smarter as you get older. So I had my guys on my payroll, just bringing the bar to my presidential suite so I could cut through and not waste time. Especially with Mitch Williams. I mean, the guy, he made so many of my people wait so long because of the delays and sabotage,
So Mitch Williams was not a good wingman.
He was not at all. And in fact, a lot of my friends, per se, every time they come in, they go, oh, God. Because, see, like with showing pitch, it was 2 hours, bing, bang, boom, everything was in play, and so we could, we could carry on. But see, eliminating the bar was big. I mean, that's stupid. When I go to we can't hear you yelling. I mean, the only problem I had the city that I had a problem with was Pittsburgh, because, it's kind of a lot of coal miners' daughters there,
Yeah.
So I got smart, and I had my guys run a couple of U-Hauls, back it up to the University of Pitt, and say to all the people, the women there, the girls are free, drinks and alcohol at the presidential suite at the and hotel. So that went from the worst city to the best city in a heart.
So the girls were college girls from out of town, so you didn't have to worry about the
college girls, brother. Come on, man. It doesn't get any better than that.
You got to like that. Now, settle this for us now, because Darryl Strawberry comes out and he calls Doc Gooden out for being on drugs. Doc fires back, says, I'm not on drugs, and by the way, you're having an affair. What do you think is going on here?
Oh, there's an affair? Who said that?
What's that?
Darryl said that about Dwight.
No, Doc said it about Darryl after Darryl called him out for the drugs.
I thought Darryl's a preacher.
He is.
Oh, okay, maybe he just got in it for taxes then, tax reasons. It's a good play. But I don't know, man. I don't know anything about it. I just know that, want to hear a crazy story? The first two people I lived with when I got called up to the big leagues, the first guy was Strawberry. It took me in. Then when I got sent back down, called up the second time, I lived with Gooden. Both great guys. Hopefully it works out. Hopefully Doc's healthy. Because, like I said, both of them I got along great with.
That's awesome. Let me ask you a question. Now, you left New York abruptly and were traded to Philly. What happened there?
It was abruptly. That's a good word, dude. I like that word. Very crisp. Well, what happened was Davey Johnson wouldn't let me play every day, and you got to play every day to get paid. So I was, I think, 1 for 1 or 1 for 2 or something in Philly. We were playing in Philly on Father's Day, and Davey says, "That's it, you're done." And I'm like, "What?" And so I go up to the room, I'm all pissed off, and I'm listening to the great Harry Callis talking. He says, "A lot of action today at the vet, and his initials are LD." So I said, I just got traded, man.
Wow.
And so I'm sitting in my cubby hole, after the game, get the tap, Davey wants to see in your office. Thank you for helping us win a World Series. Just got traded to Philadelphia. And I was like, what? So, do I walk over there now? What do I do?
Really?
Yeah, it was really a trip, but I'm very fortunate, and I consider myself very blessed to play in the two best sports cities. New York and Philadelphia. See, I love them making you play right, and I love the fact that they get on you if you don't perform. Because if you can't perform and play hard for a couple hours, you should be playing anyway.
Let me tell you something. My family had season tickets during your years with the New York Mets, upper deck, box seats, and I got to tell you, and I'm not just trying to blow smoke here, but you were the most intense player on that team, man. You were all baseball, all the time. You're out there, you're chewing tobacco, you're hawking it on the field, you caught everything, you hustled all the time. It was just so much fun watching you play baseball.
I appreciate that, man. And you know what I used to do is I knew I was in the business of entertainment and trying to put people in the seats. And so, like, when the game would end, I would sit in my locker for like a minute or two, and I would say to myself, if I were a fan, would I have paid money to watch me play tonight? Because you can still go 0 for 4, and the answer could be yes, So that's how I judge myself. And it only happened one time where that answer was no, and that was at the end of my career when Fergosi was giving me Sunday day games off after night games on Saturday because I was older. And so we're in Florida, and we're going bad, and I got hammered on this Saturday night, annihilated. I'm not playing Sunday. I walk into the clubhouse, and there's my name leading off. I'm like, oh, my God. I can't. There's no way. So what do? I say, I got to figure it out. I'm going to get thrown out of this game. Eric Gregg is behind the plate. Guy throws the first pitch right down the middle. He calls it a strike. I start, going off on Eric Gregg, cussing him down. He says, Lenny, I already know it. Jimmy already told me. He's talking about Fergosi. He says, if I'm going to be out here in the seat for 2.5 hours, you're going to be out here in the seat for 2.5 hours. That's a pretty good story, man.
Oh, yeah, he wouldn't let you out of it.
Yeah, he went no matter what I said because Fergosi, he knew that was my game plan. He was a step ahead of me.
That's Lenny Dykstra on the Ethan and Lou Show. Now let me ask you.
Yeah, it was. But like I said, that's how I played the game, though, man. And that's the way, you should play the game because people, it's an arm and a leg to go watch a game nowadays. Now,
Lenny Dykstra, you're talking with us right now. What do you have in store for the rest of your day? Tell us what Lenny Dykstra is going to do for the rest of today.
What I'm doing is I've become a spokesman for a company called Rebound Finance. Now, again, do you really want to? Is your ideal situation to be a spokesman for a company that fixes people that can't get loans and has bad credit? Not really. At the end of the day, it's typical Lenny Dykstra. And then I'm going to do this tour, man, this House of Nails tour on this bus with my buddies. And we're going to have a big rock and roll bus and women on there.
Sweet.
Hitting town to town, mess up the presidential election, all kinds of stuff. You got to move.
Sounds like a great life to me. The name of the book is called House of Nails, a memoir of life on the edge. Lenny Dykstra. Here's what Stephen King said. This is tough, straight, upsetting, and strangely beautiful. One of the best sports autobiographies I've ever read.
Awesome.
Lenny Dykstra, man.
It's awesome, man. I mean, that's as powerful as it gets, man. Thank you guys so much, man. I really appreciate it.
It was such a pleasure, Lenny. Thanks for joining us.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Take care, man. Bye-bye.
So he was so hungover at a pro baseball game.
Right.
He goes out on a Saturday night. He has a Sunday day game.
Yeah.
That his plan is to get thrown out of the game.
Right. Leading off.
You got to imagine crap like that happens all the time, but who's going to admit it? Lenny Dykstra. Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
By the way, that book is in the bookstore.
We got to get it.
Why
didn't we get copies of it?
I don't know.
Here's
I'm an idiot.
Here's what we're going to do. If you just if you came in at the end of that interview there, that was Lenny Dykstra, and we're going to rerun that baby at 8:15. You don't want to miss anything of what he said.
Do not miss one thing.